My jealous sister-in-law made a comment about my dead daughter and everyone is telling me to forgive her. I never imagined grief could become a permanent part of my body. People talk about grief like it's a storm you just need to weather, but for me, it's more like learning to walk with a limp I'll never lose. My daughter Emma would have been 8 this year. Instead, she's been gone for almost 3. I still wake up expecting to hear her soft footsteps padding down the hallway on Saturday mornings. When she passed, my husband Nathan and I made a silent promise. We'd keep her memory alive, no matter how much it hurt. Some years, it's just the two of us, lighting a candle and watching her favorite movie. Other years, we invite family to join us, even though that part always makes me nervous. This year was supposed to be different. It wasn't an anniversary of her death, it was her birthday. Nathan thought hosting a small dinner with family might help me feel less alone. I wasn't sure, but I didn't want to dampen his hope, so I agreed. The night before the dinner, I was in the kitchen, kneading dough for the homemade rolls Emma used to love. Nathan came in, his phone still in his hand. "Babe," he said carefully, "I told my mom and dad, and also Claire." My stomach tensed. Claire, his sister, my sister-in-law, the human embodiment of sandpaper. Claire and I had never gotten along, but I used to think it was just personality differences. She's loud, competitive, always needing to be the center of attention. But after Emma was born, she started making comments that stung. Little jabs about how I got lucky marrying Nathan because he's the responsible sibling, or how Emma was spoiled because I didn't have to work as hard as other moms. Nathan always told me to ignore her. She doesn't mean it, he'd say. But the truth was, Claire had this undercurrent of jealousy running through her. She wanted what I had. Not Nathan specifically, I think, but the stability, the love, the home. She'd been divorced twice, bounced from job to job, and was always in some kind of drama. I forced a smile. "Okay, as long as she can behave herself." "She will," Nathan said, kissing my temple. "It's Emma's day. Everyone knows to be respectful." The next day, the house smelled like roast chicken, rosemary, and fresh bread. I'd set the table with Emma's favorite pale blue plates, the ones with tiny white flowers along the rim. They were chipped in a few spots, but I couldn't bear to throw them away. Nathan's parents arrived first, bringing a pie from the bakery down the street. Then came his younger brother, Mark, with his girlfriend. And finally, Claire. She breezed in like she owned the place, wearing a low-cut dress and perfume so strong it could have knocked a bird out of the sky. She hugged Nathan, then gave me one of those limp, one-second hugs that feel more like a polite chore than affection. "Wow," she said, glancing at the table. "You went all out. Didn't know a dead kid's birthday was such a big production." The room went silent. My hands went cold. My heart started pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. Nathan froze mid-step, pie knife in hand. "Claire, what the hell did you just say?" Claire's eyes widened like she'd just realized she'd spoken aloud. I didn't mean... I was just saying, it's unusual. That's all." Mark muttered something under his breath. Nathan's mom cleared her throat and gave me a nervous smile like she was silently begging me not to make a scene. I didn't say a word. I couldn't. My throat felt like it was closing up. Dinner went on, but the atmosphere had changed. My appetite was gone. I stared at my plate, pushing food around. Claire chatted about her new business venture and how hard life is when no one helps you, as if she hadn't just ripped a hole in my chest. After dessert, everyone left. Nathan closed the door, turned to me and said, "I'm so sorry. I swear I'll talk to her. She crossed the line." I nodded, but my mind was somewhere else, not in our kitchen, not even in our house. I was back in the hospital room, holding Emma's small, still body, wishing I could trade places with her. I went upstairs, sat on the floor of her old bedroom, and cried until my voice was hoarse. That night, I decided something. I wasn't going to just let it go this time, not for the sake of family peace, not because she didn't mean it. Claire had taken something sacred and stomped on it, and everyone was acting like it was just awkward. But to me, it was war. The next morning, my phone started buzzing before I even made coffee. First, it was Nathan's mom. "Sweetheart," she said gently, "I know Claire said something inappropriate last night, but she's going through a rough time. Maybe try to understand her. She didn't mean it the way it sounded." I stared at the phone, trying to process the fact that